you. Yes. Yes. So a little about Timi. He's a postdoctoral researcher at TU Darmstadt with specialty in computational modeling and simulation of advanced materials processing. He had his undergraduate studies at the University of Illinois, graduating with a B Eng in materials and metallurgical engineering. After his bachelor, he further went to obtain a double master's degree in Erasmus Mundus Functional Advanced Materials Engineering field at TU Darmstadt, Germany, and Grenoble, EMP, France. Afterwards, he obtained his doctoral degree in material science and engineering, same from TU Darmstadt, Germany, and he also mentors and assists prospective graduate students in obtaining international scholarships. So he will speak about graduate scholarship opportunities overall. So go ahead, please, Tim.
Okay, thank you very much for the introduction. I'm just going to try and share my screen. Okay, yeah. So I just prepared few slides. I hope you guys can hear my screen. You can see my screen and also hear me clearly. So once again, my name is Timileyin David Oyedeji. You can just call me Timmy. I am a postdoc researcher here at TU Darmstadt, Germany. I prepared uh, more slides for my introduction, but I think that has been done already. So I'm just going to skip to why should you apply for graduate study scholarships. So I mean, based on my experience, majorly when you ask people why they want to apply for scholarships, I think to just say the truth, most people just tell you that they just want to leave the country, they just want to jump and all these things. And one thing I always try to emphasize is that, I mean, of course, I understand, but there are different reasons or things you should look forward to in applying for scholarships, going abroad. I just listed some things here, high quality education, global skills for your career development, even for different opportunities, and also, stay in an environment that allows you to attain your, maximum potential, global exposure, and all these things. So, I'm also going to try and give a short overview on different types of graduate scholarships that are available, opportunities. We have the Nigerian funded ones, which I think are also very popular, PTA, state government scholarships. I I just try to give the ones that I know. We also have international scholarships. I think there have been one or two speakers I can remember that gave some information about their own international scholarship. For example, in my case, after my bachelor's, I applied for Erasmus Mundus Master's Scholarship. So these are like international scholarships. You have MasterCard, you have Commonwealth, you have Chevening, you have DAD. And also we have university fellowships, teaching and research assistantships. I think the guys in the US would be in the best position to give you a very good overview. But yeah, I just tried to give a list of different opportunities that are there for people to take and basically to apply. So another thing I simply want to go into is basically what is needed, the application documents that are needed. Before I planned on, talking about this, but I realized that some speakers had already talked deeply about some of these things, so I'm not really going to speak mainly on them. But I listed some here, transcript, of course, certificate, passport, academic CV and resume, letters of recommendation. These two are very important. I think I've forgotten the person. She was talking about recommendation letter, and it's quite important because sometimes when people talk to me and I ask them, can I get recommendation letter? And they're like, oh, I don't know anybody. I want to use my dad. So you cannot use your dad. You cannot use your mom. You cannot use your friend. You need somebody that can speak about your professional experience, your academic experience. Ask your project supervisor, ask the professors in your department, It's very, very important and take very seriously. I think somebody also talked about statement of purpose, motivation. So I'm not going to say much on that. And also English proficiency, uh, TOEFL, IELTS, university. When I was applying back then in 2017, 2018, most universities kind of insisted on TOEFL, but I think now things are getting different. There are schools, there are programs that allow you to just submit university letters that state that you studied in English and all these things. And also GRE. I think this is mostly important for if you're applying to United States. Even though I understand there are some schools that are even trying to say, okay, maybe you don't need this, and also some I just put some others like certifications, hours, and distinctions. These are things that can boost your career, sorry, your profile in applying for graduate scholarships. Lastly, I prepared some scholarship tips. I'm going to try my best to speak generally, but I'm also going to try and focus a little bit on Erasmus Mundus Masters scholarship in case we have people here that are planning to apply. The first tip I put here is be prepared for everything. So the first thing you want to apply for scholarship, be prepared for everything. You can list down the scholarships that you plan to apply for. You can explore every avenue, every scholarship. It's possible for maybe your friend or someone to say, I applied for this scholarship last year, they didn't pick me. It doesn't matter. List them down. I mean, you can apply for 10, you just need one yes, and that's all. Another thing that I put here is source for information. I put into bracket Erasmus Mundus catalog because, for example, if you're applying for Erasmus Mundus Master's Scholarship, every year, every session, they kind of update the programs you can apply for. So if someone, maybe your friend, tells you that, oh, I have this program, it's called Timmy, and tells you to apply, it is possible that that program does not even offer scholarship for the new session. So it's quite important that you yourself you source for information. For example, I wrote here Erasmus Mundus catalog. If you're interested, you can just go on Google and type Erasmus Mundus catalog, and you would see updated list of programs that you could apply for. It's the same thing if you're applying to the United States or any type of scholarship. It's quite important for you to source for be as current as you can be. The next thing is choose programs based on your profile. This is very important, and I always emphasize this because I have seen people that they and in this case, when I say profile, I always try to say your profile is basically your past and also your future. Your past in terms of your bachelor's background, your experience, your research professional experience, and also your career aspirations, where you see yourself, the kind of course you want to do. It's very important that you choose programs based on your profile. There are people that they studied a particular course or they have experience in something and they want to switch. And the first thing I ask them is that, do you have enough to convince the reviewer or the scholarship board why you want to switch? If you study mechanical engineering, of course, you have higher chance of getting scholarships in mechanical engineering. If you study mechanical engineering and then you want to apply for biology, it's a little bit difficult because now you need a lot of convincing. So as I say, choose programs based on your profile. If you're applying for Erasmus Mundus, before they used to say you can only apply for three, you can apply for now there's no limit. So go to the list of programs, look for programs that fit with your profile. Another thing is start getting familiar with the application process. And I put programs are different in the sense that if you're applying for Erasmus Mundus, there are different programs. Each program, they have their own requirements, they have their own different documents. So don't assume that, oh, this program, they asked me for this automatically, all the other programs are going to go the same way. Go to the website, every nook and cranny of each program, try to study, try to get familiar. Another thing is get like-minded friends and ask for reviews. This is very important. There's one speaker that said when he applied for scholarship for the first 2 or 3 times, he looked at his motivation letter and said, "Oh, this is very good." And then the fourth time, he had to bring someone. This is very important. If you write a motivation letter or you have an academic CV, always send it out to people. Send it out to your friends. Send it out to past scholars. Tell people to help you check. Tell them to, go through documents, try and give you reviews. And also, I always put here, start improving your writing skills. And also, I think this part, as we talked about, take recommendation letters seriously. Another thing is pay attention to deadlines and details. On my screen, I found a small what do you call it? A detailed deadline of Erasmus. Most Erasmus programs, similar to programs in the US, they already started application around September, October. So by now, application has already started, and most of them they always end around late November, late January. It depends on the program. So you want to apply for a program, go to the website, pay attention to every detail and the deadline. Somebody also advised that try to apply even way before the deadline in case something comes up. For Erasmus, most times around March, you get some selection results, and around September, October, you resume. And I also put here that review applications before submitting. After every of all the documents, to go through every single thing before you submit. And lastly, I said be prepared for anything. Erasmus programs, for example, they are different. There are programs that would just give you scholarships. There are programs that after selection they would ask to interview you. So it's the same thing with most scholarships. Most scholarships now include interviews, while there are some that they might even skip interview. So be prepared for this. Be prepared for getting an email and say, "Oh yeah, we like your profile. We want to interview you." Be prepared for this. You can even ask scholars in this field in advance. I hope I didn't really take too much of your time. So this is basically all what I have on PP. So if there are questions after, I would be glad to answer them.
Yeah, thank you very much, to me.